Hello, my name is Frank Johnson. Until recently, I was the director of e-marketing at a small e-commerce company which unfortunately closed its doors a few days ago. In this video, I wanted to give you a demonstration of a tool I created while I was working for that company. And we called this tool a generator because it generates HTML and CSS that we use to maintain our website. And these generators, there were a number of them, but these generators proved very useful to my staff in maintaining our websites. This is just one example of the system of generator spreadsheets I created to facilitate our daily e-commerce operations. And you can read more about this particular generator and the other generators I created by visiting the link I'll put in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube, or by simply reading the article below this video if you're watching this on my website at franknjohnson.net. Okay, let me give you some of the background. So at our company, there was some flux over the years in the channels we used to sell our products, but at one point we were selling through 12 desktop and mobile websites of our own, in addition to 7 different Amazon marketplaces and also on Walmart.com. On our own websites, we preferred to display products in a grid similar to what you'll see in just a moment. Let me get rid of this slide you're looking at now. So we like to display products in a grid similar to what you can see on the right-hand side of the screen. And just so you know, this is actually a local file which just right now shows the product grid portion of the homepage of our primary website. And for this demonstration, it's just easier for me to make changes on the local file. Although I will note that it is still calling some assets reachable at the primary website's domain, which is why when I reload the page a little bit later in this video, you'll probably see a bit of a lag, and I'll probably even cut that portion of the video so you don't have to just keep watching while the page loads those assets. On our websites, at one point, there were 93 different pages which displayed product grids similar to this. Many of the ongoing tasks associated with maintaining these product grids involved HTML and CSS, but at various points in time, only one of us, namely myself, had a fair amount of experience with HTML and CSS, and I would even say my skills are only decent. Although the other employees in our department did go through some basic HTML and CSS training, they didn't have a great deal of experience utilizing these skills, and they were largely uncomfortable, even with their training, to handle it. So to reduce errors and to greatly reduce the amount of time needed to update these pages, I created several Excel spreadsheets which bypass the need for knowledge of HTML and CSS and streamline the overall processes we used to maintain the company's online channels. We called these spreadsheets generators, and as I said in this video, I'd like to demonstrate what we called a tab page generator because it generated the HTML and CSS necessary to maintain the product grids on the various tabs of the company's websites. So let's get started with an overview of the product grid and the spreadsheet. So as you'll see from the product grid, each row of products has a title and either 4 or 5 different products. If a row had 4 products, we left a space open in what we called the product 1 slot, which could have a variety of items showing here. There's also a background to some of the rows, and then in the product slots we have a product category, product brand graphic, the product's image, the product's title, the product's rating, the pricing information, which could either be just the simple price like you see here, or it could be a sale presentation and then a Shop Now button. So you can see that the second row in this case has 5 products, the same for the third row, and then the fourth row is back to a 4-product presentation with this, with the background. So if I look at the first row and then look at this spreadsheet on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see some things that that perhaps make sense. So this section right here is for the first row of products, and you'll see there's a row title, which currently matches the row title here. There's a row background, which matches, that's the name we gave this particular background. And there's a product slot 1 link. So it shows, we can choose what goes in this area. And then there are 5 rows that have products along with a bunch of information that we'll go over here in a moment. But let me just show you, first of all, the row title. So if I click on the row title cell, you can see there's a drop down, and I can choose from a variety of different titles that I might want to choose. If I go to the row background, I get another drop down menu where I can choose different backgrounds to use. And then in this case, for the product slot 1 link, I can choose one of a variety of different presentations. When I get down to the rows for products, you'll see that the first row doesn't have a SKU. This column is where the SKUs are put. It doesn't have a SKU because I'm putting something here in that product 1 slot link. But so when I enter a SKU, there's a variety of pieces of information that are filled in. And where that data comes from is we have additional worksheets at the bottom, and these last 5, Invent, InWeb, Web Families, BV Ratings, and Current Inventory, come from exports that came out of our enterprise resource system, our ERP system, and were exported every morning at the same time into a file on our network that I could, or my staff could, at the click of a button, update that information. So if I put in a SKU, then what we get is that SKU's rating, which comes from the BV ratings information. And then I can select a category from a list of categories that is included on the headings and URLs tab down here. So I can choose a bunch of different categories. When I choose that category, the URL of that category on the website is also chosen or filled in through the headings and URLs data. And that if I choose a sort order from this drop-down menu, then I can affect how the products are presented on the category page that the user clicks through from one of these category links above the product slots. So then when I've entered the SKU, the product's name is pulled in. What we call a FRI ID. It's a designation for the product that is usually different than the SKU, but our website needed that information to build the correct URL for the links behind these products and titles. Then it will pull in an image ID. Again, all of this comes from the data that is exported from was exported from our enterprise resource system each morning. It pulled in an image icon. You can see these icons here: sale, free shipping, sale. So it pulled in the proper image icon for the product's image. It pulled in the was price, the now price, and then it calculated the you save amount if the product was on sale. So you can see that information reflected here. And then it pulled in the brand as well, which resulted in the brand graphic appearing here at the top of this product slot. The updated values, I'll get to that in just a moment, but let's go past that section. And then here's where we come to where the HTML is created based on all the information that the person has entered, plus all the information that is pulled from the data files that have been imported. So just to give you an idea of what these formulas look like, let me expand the formula bar, and I'll pull it down quite a bit. So you can see that that's a long formula. It's actually over 6,000 characters long, and it was painstakingly developed by me, and it accomplishes a variety of things, which I'll show you here in just a little bit. Let me go back up and pull the formula bar back to its normal height so we can reveal the spreadsheet again. So then, once my staff had entered all the SKUs and chosen categories to show, they could then, and specified the information for the 4 rows that show, they could then go over and copy and paste from this cell, begin row 1, down to this cell, end row 4. They could copy that HTML that was created by the spreadsheet, paste it into our content management system, and this would this would be the HTML that was implemented. So the HTML here is fairly sophisticated, and is not something my staff could have handled. And so by using the spreadsheet, they can affect changes on the these tab pages and on those 93 pages throughout the site simply by updating a spreadsheet and then copying and pasting the HTML. Okay, I told you that I would show you what those updated value columns are for. So when our information, when the product data is exported from our enterprise resource system, that happens in the morning. At times, the president of our company or merchants in our company would want to change the price of a product midday. So in that case, the information in those data exports is outdated. It doesn't have the right price, or doesn't have the price that the president or the merchants wanted. So these columns give us the ability to put in different prices. So I call these override values. I could enter a was price, a now price. It would calculate the you save here. I can override the icon, and I can actually affect here also. That one's not loading. We probably stopped using that, or there may be something I have to look at the formulas for, but I'll just cut that out of the video. And those values would then be updated here to these updated values column, and the HTML, the formulas in this column actually use the pricing and the icon that's here in the updated values column. So that would allow us to change a price midday and not have to rely on the data export's timeliness. Okay, so I'm going to go through some of these, make some changes to show you beyond this what you can do. And I'll make changes in 4 rows. I will change the HTML for these, and then I'll reload the page, and you'll see how the changes get accomplished. Okay, so I'm just going to go through, I'm going to change these 4 SKUs to 10276. I need to learn how to type. 276. 20045. You can see it takes a little bit of time because it's the formula, the formulas are extensive and it's looking for data. These products that I'm entering are all kids' telescopes. The orange row tells me that based on the current inventory, there are less than 5 in inventory, 5 units in inventory. If it turns yellow, it means there's less than 3. If it turns red, it means it's not currently available to sell, which would tell my staff you need to put a different SKU in. So since this is a kids products now, I'm going to change this to the best gifts for kids. I'm going to set the row background to what's called Kids Telescope Wizard, and you'll see when I reload, after I'm done with these changes, when I reload the page, you'll see that it's a different background. And then I'm going to change the product slot 1 link to Telescope Kids Wizard in row 3, but you'll see then what it does. So here I'm going to change this to featured, and I'm going to change the next one in the second product slot. I'm going to change it to Doorbuster, and when I reload the page, you'll see the different presentation that creates. And then in row 4, I'm just going to override the prices on this product. Now, right now, this product, pair of binoculars, is on sale. Was price is $199. New prices or sale price is $169. You save $3. And I am going to change that just so it's obvious. I'm going to change those prices. So this is the product here, $199, $169, you save $30. So I'm going to change these prices to $5 was price. It's on sale for $4. And that should change to you save $1. There you go. And then when we look in the updated values column, which is over here, you'll see 5, 4, and 1. Okay, so now I'm going to select the HTML from here. I'm going to copy it, and then off screen I'm going to edit the file that corresponds to this presentation of the product grid. Save it. Make sure it's saved now. Yes. And then I'm going to reload the page. So here you can see, let me go back in the spreadsheet to where I made the changes. You can see, first of all, that the row title is now Best Gifts for Kids. The background is different. The Telescope Kid, or the product slot 1 link is changed to this kids presentation of the product wizard. You can see that all the 4 SKUs in this first row have now changed. On the third row, you can see that the first product is now a featured deal, and normally it would be a sale price, but you can see the presentation. And then the Doorbuster presentation is looks like this. I think the last time we used this, we had a slightly different layout for the page, so it's a little short here, but you get the idea. So this was for specials where we're trying to be a little clever and get people to click through to look at the product page. So we didn't tell them what the product was, what the pricing was. Our hope was that this would persuade them to click through. And then you can see the price here on this binocular is now $4 with a $5 was price. So that gives you an idea of what the tab page generator can do. I do want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and if you'd like to contact me to discuss how I might be able to help you with custom Excel work, please visit my website at franknjohnson.net and feel free to get in touch. Thank you again.